Preparing to install our cabinets today. We need a bottom rail and a top rail to attach the framework of the cabinets to. So we have determined the distance between the back end of the cabinet up to the front, leaving a space there for the end board and the finished panel. And we've determined where we need to drill out on our rail boards. Bottom, and now we're going to do the same thing on the top. We're going to measure from this board
to utilize the plus nuts.
Right, to utilize the plus nuts. So we're going to put the board up here, and we're going to measure from this board to that board. Make sure we're level, because I don't know if these are actually level or not.
This is what we're going to do.
Yeah, so we're going to set a board up here all the way across.
Going to mark where the bolts are.
Well, we're going to measure first, make sure we're level. Then we're going to mark where the bolts are, just like we did here on these. We'll mark where the bolts are. And then we'll know where to drill, so we can drill the holes so that they can go on and attach the board to the wall. We're going to build the cabinets in 2 different sections, but we wanted one solid, straight board for the rail that's attached to the wall. So we didn't want to cut it and then put one cabinet up with one section and the back with another. So this is going to be a nice solid point to attach everything to, and then we'll get to building the frame. But that's the first step in the whole process. We've got the rails in along the wall, top and bottom sections. Went ahead and pulled all these screws out that were holding the panels in place with the glue. Those rails are nice and tight. They're holding those panels in perfectly. We'll just sand those, fill them in, and then when we paint the back inside part of the cabinet, you won't even see that. We need to scrape away a little bit of oozy glue on some spots. We are now working on filling in the ceiling, this section here of a ceiling panel, so that we have a finished ceiling in the back of the cabinet. Then what? I guess while Sherry's doing that, she's going to put some varnish on that. While she's doing that, I'm going to start kind of measuring and figuring out building the cabinets. Like we said, we're going to build them in 2 sections. So the first section is going to be this kitchen area here. That's only going to go to, well, about the end of the panel here, about the end of this wall panel, which is the edge of the bed frame. So I'll just take some measurements, I'll cut some boards, and start kind of putting that together. We're going to put it together on the ground as a separate unit, and then lift it in place and attach it once it's built. So we're building a frame or just kind of a skeleton of the cabinet, and then putting it in. So that's what I'll do while Sherry's working in the paint department. Today we are building our upper cabinet. This is the base piece, the bottom piece for the upper cabinet. There are probably, 24 ways that you can build cabinets. We've watched videos, we've watched multiple ways that people build cabinets. We've read articles, blog posts, seen pictures. We're doing it our way.
We're doing our own special way.
Which is ridiculous in its own sense, but it works. Yeah, I'm a very visual, hands-on person. So for me to watch a video of somebody doing it, it gives me an idea. For me to read a blog post or an article, it gives me an idea. But until I actually get my hands on it and do it, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just completely lost. So in doing this hands-on, we're figuring out the best way that'll work for us. So for us, we're building this out of 1x3s. Not typical.
Can't get 1x2s. I mean, can't get 2x2s right now.
Can't get 2x2s really right now.
Barely can get 1x3s.
The lumber availability is very limited.
We're living in a lumber shortage.
Literally picked through pieces that resemble hockey sticks.
Bananas?
Smiles, frowns, whatever you want to call it. So we've got the bottom framework built using our Craig tool. We went out and bought a portable Craig tool, which is working great. We'll show you how this works when we do the next one. So this end is pocket hole to the face piece. This end is going to be pocket hole to the 1x that's on the wall. And then this end, pocket hole to the face piece, and we're going to kind of screw it in toenail style into the piece, the end of the piece that's on the wall. So this is our struggle. We're inside the garage today, so incredibly thankful we have this space to work. Leslie and Larry are off for the weekend in Montana, and we're puppy sitting, and we're using their garage to work in because I don't know if you can hear, it is pouring. It is downpouring rain. So if we weren't working in here, we wouldn't be able to work today. So we are so thankful we can fit in here and we have the space to work in. So let's get this on the wall. We'll see how it looks, and we'll show you.
We're pretty sure we're perpendicular to the floor and everything.
We are, yeah. We held it in place and did a quick measurement with holding it there, and the measurement is right on both ends, you know, distance from the floor. So let's get this in, we'll measure it, we'll do some things, and then we'll show you what we've got. And then we can show you how we build it.
We'll show you stick by stick.
Stick by stick, because that's how we're doing it. We got the first piece up in the wall in the van, the bottom part of the frame for the cabinets. So now we're putting the second part, the top part together. These are the 3 pieces we need here. These are the side pieces, and then this is the front face piece here. So we need to put some pocket holes into these pieces. So first thing we need to do, we bought the portable Craig tool. This is great. Just let me show you real quick how it works. So this handle will rotate depending on if you're left-handed, right-handed, how you're using it. You can use it this way if you need to, if you've got a long sheet piece of something that you want to make a pocket hole jig in. So rather than being mounted onto a plate that sits on a desktop or something, this is portable. What we need to do is get the center line of our board here, of our 1x3. So that's the center line. And line it up. There's markings on the tool. So you line that up with the markings on the tool based on where you want to drill your pocket holes. So for my instance here, if I center this right here, you know, pretty close to approximate, and then I lock that down, I'm going to put 2 holes pretty much equal distance from the edges of the board right in there so we can attach it to this. So this is how this works. You set your collar depth on your drill bit. It has markings and a little window to see. So we're working with 3/4 inch boards, so I set it on the 3/4 inch mark. And we drill in. Till that collar bottoms out on the tool. And I'm gonna do it again over here. Then we loosen our handle, squeeze the trigger here, and it releases that. And now we have our pocket holes drilled into the board. So when we attach this here, put a little glue on it, we can screw straight down in and make a really nice tight connection. I'm going to do this again on this other end board. We need both ends done the same thing so that that can attach to the face board and then attach to the wall in the van. Yeah, and then we'll put glue on. We will clamp the pieces together, put the pocket hole screws in, and we'll be good to go with a single piece to attach to the wall. Update on the progress of the cabinets here. They're coming along. They're coming along. We have, the lighting is a little weird. I opened the back doors. I don't know if that helps or not, but we've installed the cabinets that will be in our kitchen area right here. This is going to be just a single door, single cabinet opening up. And then back here in the bedroom, right over the bed, we've jogged it out by about 2 inches. So it comes into the room here a little further. This will be separated down the middle. 2 separate doors, 2 separate sections. There'll be another divider panel in between, right there. One side will be Sherry's clothes, the other side will be mine. We are working today on getting that divider put in and getting the underside of the cabinet installed. We're hoping to do it all in one piece. If not, well, then we'll just have to do it in two pieces, but we're hoping to do it in one piece. We really like the way this is turning out. Again, I'm sorry for the lighting, but we're really liking the way this is turning out. It took a few tries for us to get the design figured out, you know, how to build it. I think I said, you know, we've watched so many videos over the years, and then more recently on specific tasks like the cabinets. And, you know, there's a dozen and one ways to do something, and we're doing it, you know, a combination of all of those ways. Was it harder than it should have been? Maybe. You know, but there was a lot to it. Everything has an angle. You know, the wall isn't straight, so the board that goes here needs to be at like a 5-degree angle here, but the board like at the top here is like a here is a 6-degree angle, and you know, the angles, just figuring everything out with the angles, a little challenging when you don't kind of have that, when your mind doesn't work that way. You know, I'm a very visual person. I think I've said that before here. You know, I need to see something done and actually get in and do it myself, to experience doing it, to understand it. So we're moving right along. After we get that done, I think we're going to move on to the lower cabinet here that's going to have the stove and either the sink, which was the original plan, or a long section of countertop, and the sink will be moved to the other side of the van. We're not positive on that yet, but once the top ones here are kind of buttoned up a little bit more, we're going to move to the lower cabinet and get that done. We've got our upper cupboards pretty much figured out. We're waiting on parts, waiting for electrical parts, some wiring, and some switches and things like that. Lights. We're going to put lights in the underside. So we're moving on to the lower cabinet here in the kitchen. I think we've got it pretty much figured out. Bailey's in my way down here. We're going to, let me stand over here actually, be better. We are going to have our, right here is going to be the edge of the lower cabinet. So we're going to have a board that extends up about 10 inches over the bed to allow us space, just a separation, you know, use splashing water or whatever. And then from there over to the edge of the door is going to be where the sink or the countertop, whatever we decide is going to go here. This is all going to be just one separate cabinet that will house either plumbing for the sink or have drawers or a combination of the two. And then in this space over here is going to be where the stove is going to live. And we're just figuring out the best way to do all of this today. So that's the project for the day, is building first this cabinet alongside the bed where the countertop and or sink is going to live, and then figuring out the stove. It's a process. It's, you know, not easy to do. Well, I shouldn't say it's not easy to do. It's just a process. You've got to really think ahead a couple steps and planning and figuring things out. Nothing is level, nothing is straight, nothing is square. So the top of the wall here is a little out further than the bottom of the wall. What do you do for your overall measurement? Tricky.
Yeah, we want to strengthen up this. We're going to do 2 cabinets, not just one long one.
Yep. Yeah, two separate cabinets. Oh, because, and here's why, because the stove only needs to come out, you know, this far. We don't need to come out much further than that. So we can have a much narrower countertop and cabinet here for the stove, giving us a lot of room here. There's Bailey. Hi, Bailey. Giving us a lot of room here to be able to walk and live. And then this cabinet can come out another 2 inches, which will give us more storage space into it. And we don't need a lot of space right here for just walking. We just need to be able to access the bed and the shower. So that's today's project. Lower kitchen cabinets, all custom measured and built. So all work came to an abrupt stop. Brakes were put on unexpectedly right around
Halloween.
It was Halloween weekend. Yeah, it was like November or October 30th, actually, was when everything just came to a halt. So what happened? Well, Sherry and I got sick, so we were down for a few days, not feeling well. And then, you know, when you start to feel better after being sick, you're tired, you're lethargic, all the things. We also had to move out of the storage or the shop that we were in, working in.
It was making the transition from summer to winter, so everything had to come in.
Yeah.
Button.
Yeah,
down
the shop is used for toy and tool storage basically all winter, and we knew that was coming, but it just happened to be, it was like an explosion of everything all at once. Everything happened at once. So we had about a 2-week period where we didn't really do much of anything.
Zero.
Do zero.
Didn't do anything.
So then we
rested.
We did, yeah. We took a little break. So we had to get things into a storage unit, figure out a new plan on where and how to work, and then
we lowered our standards.
We had a list, a full page of things we wanted to do before we left for this trip in the winter, and
it's unfortunate because right around Halloween we were on a roll. Actually, we were moving. We're like, hey, at this rate, the weather's good. La la la. Oh yeah, and it's been.
Oh, that was
rainy,
another thing.
Snowy, grapple, 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, the
24 degrees out.
The weather was really a factor in
rain. Did I say rain?
Yeah, it's been horrible.
Raining right now.
You can see the windshield behind us there.
It's raining now.
Yeah, so the weather's been a huge factor in our lack of being able to do things.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we had like a page of things, a notebook page full of things we wanted to get done before we left, and that's now whittled down to like 3 lines. We've got
now we're done.
Like the essentials.
We don't care anymore.
And we are done, actually. We're going to be leaving here in about 2 days to head south. So that's the time frame between this. It was the weekend of Halloween and to now, which is November 27th. So it's a month since we last videoed anything in the van. So we'll show you what we've done in that time. We haven't videoed anything that we've done while we were doing it because it's been so sporadic and disorganized in how we're doing it, and
some things are just temporary.
Permanent prototypes.
Permanent prototypes.
I think is what you said. Sherry's called it the permanent prototypes. So let's...
but we have a lot more creature comforts than we did. Things that you wouldn't normally notice.
Well, we absolutely do. This is going to be such a comfortable trip compared to our trip to Boston. We did get a lot done. Our friend Mickey had said, actually, knowing the delay in time that we had and what we've accomplished, she says, you've accomplished a lot. And we have.
We're okay with it.
Yeah, we're good. We're fine.
We're fine. It's only a 3-month journey, and then we'll be back and
it's a step up from a tent.
Do some more. That's right.
We're not living in a tent.
Right.
So let's turn the camera around. We'll show you what we've done this last month, all the progress we've made since that last bit of video that you just saw, and we'll talk about it. So last you saw in the video, the upper cabinets here were just kind of a skeleton, and we were talking about starting the lower cabinets. Well, we've pretty much completed them, minus the doors. So the upper cabinets, we have the end cap put on. We have some separation here between Sherry's side and my side over the bed. So these are where our clothes and some personal items are going to live. This is kitchen storage. Everything kitchen. Got some cereal in there, some crackers, just kitchen stuff.
Temporary.
Yeah, and this rail here is temporary, just so that stuff doesn't fall out as we drive. We will put doors on at some point on this entire bank of cabinets. We'll have doors on there. What else did we do? We did the lower cabinet. I think the last video I said we'd have that wall that is about 10 inches over the bed, just as a little separation. And we put that on, built this countertop here, this cabinet. Again, permanent prototype.
Only half inch.
Yeah, it's only 1/2 inch. We'll eventually have a 3/4 inch countertop that goes around here. But this is just to get us by. Underneath we have bins that have essentials, daily things, vitamins, toothbrush, more kitchen things down below. That orange strap connects to a hook that's up underneath there to keep everything from falling out. Again, just temporary storage stuff underneath. Water bottle for this trip, that's all we need. And then this is our stove cabinet. I think I mentioned last time we wanted to recess it back a little bit, and we did. It doesn't sit out quite as far as the other cabinet. We lined the cabinet here with, it's a welding blanket. Oh yeah, here's a piece of it right here.
That's just filled.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, it's a welding blanket.
Oh, there's a piece in there.
Is there a piece? Oh, there's a piece right there. Yeah, it's felt, but it's about a 1/4 inch thick. It compresses a little bit, but not too much. And so you use this to, for welding. You put on your lap or cover something you don't want sparks to get on. It will have a 1800 degree, I think it said. Oh, right here. Yeah. Heat resistant for 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. If that stove reaches anywhere near 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, we're in trouble.
And there's a gap all around the whole.
Yeah, so we lined the entire cabinet, bottom and sides and back, with the welding mat. And we left a 2 1/4 inch gap on both sides here. And there is a gap in the back of about the same. It's 2-ish, 2.5 inches in the back. And so the counter fits snug up against the sides. We had to notch out underneath because the handles are a little high. But anyway, we can show you that in phase 3 when we start building the real countertop. And then we have our 5-gallon oh yeah, look in there. Oh yeah, okay, let's talk about this real quick. So it's held down. The handle here on the stove has a rod through it. And that rod, there's a hook that's held together, sandwiched between some washers and a couple of nuts. And then that rod goes down here, through the hole in the floor and comes down below under here, and it has some wing nuts. So what that does is that puts just a little pressure down so the stove can't bounce up. And it's in there tight. It's in there tight. So that's our stove. We have our 5-pound propane tank underneath.
That's just tools and stuff in there now.
Yep, just some odds and ends that we need to clean up and get rid of. But this is our excuse me, this is our kitchen area and our bedroom personal storage. Oh, we got a comforter for the bed. This is a Costco comforter. It's really nice and warm, and this is just a duvet cover we found online. Adds a little splash of color to the house. We kind of like it. Now, underneath of all our cabinets here, we added in some lights. There's a switch there for the lights over the foot of the bed. Yep. Switch there for the front.
USB plug, or
yeah, USB
plugs.
So we can charge our phones. Eventually there'll be USB plugs at the head of the bed, but this is just for right now. And then if we need to do anything here, we have the option. And then underneath here we have this is inverter power. So we turn the inverter on. We have power here, and this is shore power. If we're plugged into anywhere, we can utilize this outlet too. And then there's just a regular 12-volt, like a cigarette plug style outlet here, and that will allow us to, plug things in. We have like a 12-volt lunch box, warmer, oven, heater, whatever you want to call it, cooker, that we can utilize there with the 12-volt plug. So,
of course, that's going to be a niche
Mm-hmm.
shelf situation there.
Yep. You saw that when we did the wall. We run our wiring from the fuse box that's down below, and it comes up the side here through some of these, it's just plumbing, ABS pipe. It comes up through the pipe, so we made a channel over on the side coming up, and then there's a channel in all the way across all the cubbies, all the way across. That way, we can run wire as we see we need to. If we want to add something, it's easy enough to add more wire. If we want to remove something, change anything, we wanted full access. So that's what we have there. That's our wire channel. And then the bottom of the cubby, so we have our lights underneath right here. Boop, boop. Where are they? Let me turn the light on here so you can see it. Hold on. Oh, there we go. So we have the lights under the cabinet here. And then there's a false bottom here. This just lifts up. And inside of here is where we can do our wiring. So the light fits in right there. The wiring just lives in this cubby. So it's a 1x2. Sorry for the shadow. I've got the light on behind my head. But but it's a 1x2 that we have as a spacer right here, all around the edge of the inside. So that allows us to run all our wiring inside the base of the cabinet here. And it allows us to do things like install lights and switches and plugs. It gives us that space. That was always the plan, was to be able to do that. So the shelf goes back down flat, and we have a cubby to put our stuff. We just added some command hooks to the wall here above the refrigerator. It'll just allow us to get our coats off the backs of our chairs.
Because it's winter.
Because, yeah, well, you know, raincoats, I mean, anything. So we got hooks there. And then the front, Sherry, you want to do the curtain? We added a curtain rod here, so we can have some more privacy, and it acts as a thermal barrier. So when we park somewhere, because the front area with all the windshield, all the glass that's there, oh, don't pull the magnet.
Pull the magnet.
All the glass that's up there, it's cold. It just permeates through here. So we can close those off and insulate the back here a little bit with the curtains. So whether it's cold out or hot, it doesn't matter. It'll keep either the cold or the heat kind of encapsulated up there. And what?
Privacy.
And it's privacy. If we don't want to put the screens up, the windshield screens up, we have a little privacy real quick if we're just parked somewhere for a little bit for lunch or something. So there's that. So that's what we've got done. The lighting in here is pretty bad. Sorry, I got a big shadow on my face.
Look to the light.
Look at the light. Yeah, this is our progress. This is what we've got done. Like I said, today is November 27th, and we are leaving for south and warmer weather on the 29th, which is in 2 days. I think we're done enough. We just have to get some things out of the trailer, just get a few more items, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna put a little distance between us and the videos. So this is the last video for about 2 weeks. So we'll do the same thing we did when we were on the trail. We don't want to be real time or too close to real time as to where we are. But all winter between now and we get back here in March, mid-March, we're going to be doing videos of our travels.
Yeah, we didn't do it when we went back east last time, but
nope, we didn't. We didn't. We wanted a break. So this time we will be videoing our travels. We're going to be doing some fun things, going to see friends we haven't seen in a long time, family, exploring. So it's going to be a fun trip, and we
dodging weather.
Dodging weather, yeah. It's all weather dependent. We've got a plan, but
keeping it a loose plan.
Yep, at least for the beginning, because we're still up north. So yeah, so it'll be 2 weeks before another video comes out. So we appreciate your patience. I know some of you are pretty excited to see what we're doing and where we're going. So appreciate your patience in that. But a 2-week delay, more for safety, just to give us, like I said, distance between us and the videos. So thank you, everybody, for all of your support, all of your help. We've been so blessed with such amazing friends. We are surrounded by such an incredible group of people.
Yeah,
have helped us more than I can say just over this year. So
definitely,
thank you so much. We are ready to go because of your generosity and kindness and help. Honestly,
definitely,
there's no doubt.
Definitely.
So we hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. That was just this past week. And we'll see you guys in a few weeks when we hit the road.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.